Hi, my name is John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. There's only going to be one nightcap tonight because I'm having issues with cameras, but I'm going to put some Stuart Turner footage on after this nightcap. I've got two things I want to talk about, so if you don't want to hear me talking, just fast forward and cut to the chase, as they say. The first thing is, when I was in Texas, I was 4 years ago now at the bash, I met up with a gentleman called Harold Waters. Harold has a YouTube channel very similar to mine, and I've been invited to a Zoom meeting, which is like an internet sort of chat room. It's going to happen at 9 o'clock tonight, basically probably after you've watched these videos. I'm going to put a link in the description box. If you click on the link, it'll take you and you can watch and see what goes on. I'm not sure who's going to be there. Certainly me and Harold and possibly a few more YouTube creators. It should certainly be a little bit of a laugh. Last week my favourite video camera died. It's away getting repaired, but it's looking doubtful. So what I've actually done, mainly because the parenting channel is doing quite well, I've had a little bit of money back from that and I've bought a brand new Sony 4K camera. So from hopefully next week onwards, all my videos will be in 4K. I normally run high definition, and 4K is a lot better. Especially just some of that outside stuff when I go to steam rallies or museums or whatever, I should get some really good footage with that. In tonight's videos I do a weld repair, or at least a build-up repair on a gearbox shaft on a dead end groove. It didn't go very well and I had a bit of a job getting things sorted out, but I eventually did get there in the end. I also do a little bit of work on an inlet manifold off an MGB, drill it and tap it for a outlet for a servo. Anyway, let's get on with it. This is a gear selector shaft. I think it's off a Harrison 300 lathe. And what's happened where the ball bearing goes in there, where the dead end goes, that's badly worn. That there should be the same shape as that, and you can see how worn it is, so it's not locking in properly. So what the lad wants me to do is weld that up and remachine it. Before I weld it up, I'm going to take some measurements because it's going to be machined back in the same place. And I've got some grade 6 Stellite, which is what I'm going to weld it up with. Right, hopefully you can see there how worn that one is compared to that one. Well, the angle of that slot is very near to the angle of that. In fact, it's the same as the angle of that tool. So if I zero my DRO there and bring it across to the centre of that one, that's going to give us the distance between the two centres. And I can just use that tool to remachine the slot. I'll zero things on here, centre there, and we'll eyeball this into the centre, which is, that looks good at that. I'm getting a reading of 11.7 mil. We'll do it again. It's probably 12 mil. It'll be a whole number. Right, we'll zero there. I'll zoom in so I can see better. Right in the middle. Same again, 11.7, so that'll be the size. I'll write that down somewhere and I won't forget. And the depth of cut is going to be exactly the same as that one. I'm going to open this out a little bit, just take a little bit of weld prep on it. At least it's reasonably soft. Make sure we can fill that with weld and then machine it back. I've had a little bit of mishap. It's welded up quite nicely, but what happened was I caught this edge and I damaged the other groove. Luckily I did take a measurement of that groove before I started, so I've had to build up the whole end of the shaft with Stellite, and now I'll just machine the grooves back in. This is really tough stuff and I'll never wear away again, and it's not that pleasant to machine. We're nearly down to full depth there. So I kind of pulled myself out of the shite a little bit. It forced me down. I know it's now decided to die on this, so I've got to do the things the old fashioned way, which is not really a problem. Right, that's the original groove back in. Now we need to go down there 11.7mm and put the other one in. I'll have to use a dial gauge to measure the 11.7. 11.7 is 4620 thou. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it there. That's just a cheap drop gauge or a dial indicator with a couple of magnets on off it. I think it come out a hard drive. A handy bit of kit, you can clamp it anywhere and get a very accurate reading on it. Right, that's them both down to full depth. People go on about polishing things in the lathe. What you don't do that, because that's going to grab and this will rip your hand off. No ifs or buts. So what you do is you get a nice long piece, you hold it between your finger and thumb and you keep your hands well away from the job, and there's no jewellery, no clothing, nothing that's going to get snarled up in there. so it's not too bad. See, these bits here don't really matter, it won't affect anything, but all you'll do is hold a little bit more oil. This is an aftermarket manifold for an MGB sports car. The manifold is made by Stellite. Now, when I was playing with A-series engines and MGB engines years ago, Stellite were a very, very big name in aftermarket tuning parts. They did carb kits and manifolds, cylinder heads, they built full engines. This particular manifold, like I said, is for an MGB, which is a B-series engine, and it's to take a Weber, probably a 40 or a 45 Weber. I spent hours and hours polishing these ports on these manifolds. Happy days. Right, back to the job in hand. What I've got to do is drill and tap that for a servo takeoff. That's the servo takeoff. I'm pretty sure that that'll be a BSP thread. I'm sure there were BSP in the day. And BSP 3/8 is 19 mil, is 3/8 BSP is 19 TPI, and that's a 19 TPI thread gauge, and that fits in there spot on. And that's a 3/8 BSP union, which screws onto there. So we need this drilling and tapping 3/8 BSP. The tap and drill for 3/8 BSP, I'm sure it's 15 mil. I'll probably get away with mounting it straight in the vise because it's got a nice flat face on that side. Which it has done, it's clamped down quite nicely. It certainly looks good, and generally if it looks good, it is good. That looks good to me. Try it on that face there. That's absolutely spot on, so it's going to be nice and straight, or at least straight enough to do what it's got to do. Eyeball the centre of that, drill it and get some threads into it. If you line it up one axis at a time, you can get things very accurate indeed. Using the eyeball method, that does not look bad at all. These are always nice castings and nice to machine. They used to weld quite well. Decent stuff. The nearest thing I've got to a 15mm drill is that one, which is a wonderful size of 19/32. It's a square drive. I've got a set of these drills, I've got no idea where they come from. A square drive, and that there's a Morse taper. Right, so hopefully that'll do to drill them. I don't know how accurate they're going to be or not be. I'm sure we'll find out directly. There's not a very good fit in there. There's a little bit of damage on there. I'm just going to dress that edge up with the files to give it a fighting chance. Right, I've knocked the rags off it. It's neat better, I think. And we'll give it a try and see what happens. Let's take the lock out of there first. It's a little bit piss wobbly, but I'm trying to straighten itself up. .2. Couldn't ask for more than that, really. Self-disengages as well. Right. Someone was niggling at me about this thread, and I went and checked on the computer, and it's actually a UNF thread. It's 5/8 UNF, and I've got a 5/8 UNF plug tap there, so that should go into there quite nicely. A little bit of WD-40 type lubricant. I'm just going to clean that face up so I can get a nice seal. I normally wouldn't bother, but it is on the milling machine, so I might as well do it. Twice I've done that today. Yeah, that'll be fine. Sealing washer now, and that'll go into there very nicely. I'm sure that'll give no problems at all. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Also, can you like and share my channel to your friends, because I really would like to get to 100,000 views. Don't forget, there's a link in the description box which takes you to my Patreon page. If you want to support me, by all means support us. Anyway, thanks for watching.